Hello everybody, welcome to a new season of League Racing. So this is round 2, and we're going to jump straight into it. Let's go straight into our qualifying lap. So I'm really familiar with this track layout. It's a normal rental kart layout, but in reverse. So I'm really strong at the circuit. I'm going to post my qualifying lap time on the top left. And yeah, as we fly through these two corners, again, I'm pretty strong at this circuit. You know, I know the track very well. And yeah, hopefully we can score a good lap time. So as we come out of this corner, again, like I mentioned before, I am pretty strong at this circuit. I know it pretty well. You can see there I'm pretty much maximizing the entire track with. This is a really fun track, very technical, a lot of turns. This turn not very strong for me, but I still managed to do a pretty okay job there. Coming out of the last corner, down the straights, for one last time, deploying some human DRS there, and well, that lap is good enough for a 43.188, so that's actually good enough for pole position, believe it or not. And yeah, we got pole position actually by 0.053 seconds, so that is a pretty tight margin. So it's going to be very close this race, or it should be in theory. So let's fast forward to the start of the race. Wait for the green flag. There it is. Okay, we pretty much launch pretty nicely. Second place gets a decent launch as well. We're given the space for the apex, but we do have the inside for the first corner, so we go ahead and maintain first place heading into this turn. We do defend into this corner, slightly outbrake ourselves, but we do still maintain first place. Coming out of these two corners, we don't really get good traction, and second place actually scoots right by us. We are on the inside line, try to stick with him here. However, he just gets pretty good traction and flies off, which is pretty good for him, I guess, but we're gonna try to stick with him here. I take a look back, and we do have some space to third place, so in my mind I'm thinking I could probably afford to battle him a little bit. Kart number 33. So we're going to stick with them here and try to get this position back. I'm pretty good through these two corners, so I catch up and I slightly bump him there. But we do have the inside going into this turn. I try to make it stick. Again, he gets really good traction and just completely flies off into the distance. Again, good for him, but not good for me. So again, looking back, that gap to third is still there. I'm pushing, but he's gapped us actually surprisingly by quite a bit. He is in the dirt, but he's just pulling away at this point. And the first race is kind of like a mini race. It's only 8 laps, so not, you know, it's a quite short race, but nothing really happens in this race. We stay in second place, and as you can see, lap after lap after lap, he just kind of gaps us. So I'm gonna fast forward to the end of the race, lap 8. We pretty much come home in second. No kind of battles, pretty stale race, but again, second place is a good chunk of points. I do want to score really well in this season, so I'm actually thinking about points, and I will let you hear the post-race commentary for the drivers.
You freaking flushed out wide. No, it was
P2.
Nice, man.
No, not nice. I started pole.
He had a better Luis walked away from
Did he?
Yeah, he had a better 33 is better. Turns out. No, but
Yeah, because he just pulled away, so.
your court. Which one? 18. 18 EOS. Yeah.
He has brand new racing tires.
Does it?
Yes. I was running wide open the whole track with it.
That's good, man. That was good though. We did a little bit of bumper cars, but it was pretty good the first lap.
Yeah. Because I thought it was going to be slower, but no, I didn't like it.
Pretty good kart though. That was pretty fast.
So as you heard from the man himself, the guy that got first place, the kart was pretty nice, so get those driver excuses out of the way. Anyways, on to the main event. We're in our formation lap here, and in the formation lap you want to take some time to actually kind of understand the kart a little bit, see how it turns, accelerates, and you know, ideally you want to warm up your tires as well, but you know, just kind of get a feel for the kart. And you know, despite us finishing in second place, for the main event they do a random grid, so we do start towards the front. However, you know, we don't start in second place. and you'll see where we start. I think we start 4th, but in the formation lap, the kart doesn't really feel all that good under acceleration, and the turning, especially when turning left, feels pretty odd. Maybe it's just for the formation lap, but you know, you'll see as the race goes on. It does kind of, well, that is foreshadowing some things to happen in the race for sure. So as you can see, kart 16 with his insane tire warming skills, that's actually Mitch. He's a pretty cool dude. Okay, so we're starting in 4th place, green flag. We get a terrible start. As you can see, I just hit the steering wheel there. We pretty much go from 4th place to 8th, which is not very good at all. So again, the car just did not feel good under acceleration. As you can see, I oversteer into that corner, or excuse me, understeer into that corner. The cart, when turning to the left, is extremely understeery. I don't know why. You know, again, these are rental carts. You can see I'm just going all the way to the end there, just understeering. These are rental carts. They do get used by the public. However, it is quite fun to, you know, adapt to each cart, because each cart is just unique in its own way, and that presents its own challenge. So I do enjoy that. Anyways, first lap done. Try to stick with these guys here and, you know, try to get some of these positions back. We're currently in 8th. We ideally want to finish higher. So again, coming into this corner, there is a bit of understeer, but I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. And the acceleration on this kart was really bad, but I'm still keeping up with these guys here. So there is still a chance. However, going into this corner, the kart completely understeers, and we don't put 2 wheels onto the grass. We go all 4 wheels onto the grass, and well, our tires are dirty, and we take a horrible line through this corner, and this corner sets you up for the straight. So taking a bad line through this corner really makes you lose a lot of time. As you can see, those guys just pull ahead, and we actually get overtaken by kart number 18. We're gonna try to stick with him here, get this position back. And well, that understeer kicks in again, and we go straight into the barrier. Get all sorts of muddy water all over, and honestly, not very good at all. Again, the tires are very wet. We're pretty much, you know, drifting all over the place. Just very, very bad mess. And honestly, I'd probably, again, blaming the carts like the most, you know, original thing to do. Everyone likes to blame the cart. But, you know, the cart was understeery. I wouldn't put the blame entirely on the cart, because sure, you know, the cart might have, you know, it might be faulty, but the driver is the one behind the wheel. So, you know, you have to be able to adapt. And I don't know how to feel, honestly. Pretty crappy incidents. But believe it or not, despite that, we're not last, believe it or not. So, you know, that just lets you know everyone struggles with carts differences, I guess. But as you can see on the left, we are very much behind a lot of people. So with 10 laps to go, we have some catching up to do for sure. And this might sound weird, but I really do enjoy kind of being on the back foot, because it helps me focus. They're just saying, I think it goes along the lines of, it's easier to chase than it is to lead. I think that's how it goes. And that's for sure true. So, you know, when you're leading, obviously it's a lot more pressure than when you're from behind, just hunting the guy down. So, you know, I'm at this point, I don't know why, but the understeer for turning left doesn't really feel all that bad. Maybe crashing into the barrier helped out a bit. So I'm kind of on top of the cart at the moment, and I'm just kind of putting my head down and just getting those lap times in. At this point, I already kind of know that the race kind of got away from us already, but so I'm just going to try and enjoy it as much as I can, put my head down, get those lap times in, and see what happens pretty much. And as we do that, you know, down the straight, you're going to see heading into lap 6 that we have the guy that we almost overtook before we hit the barrier. He's actually kind of, you know, we're catching up to him. He's slightly up the road, but, you know, he is within our visual, and that really helps when you're chasing somebody down, to be able to see where they are on track. It just kind of helps you really reel them in pretty much. So, you know, with, you know, less than 10 laps to go, we're going to do everything we can to pretty much, you know, catch this guy. So I'm really putting the lap times in. The kart doesn't feel all that bad under acceleration either. At this point, I was pretty much just on top of the car. I had it figured out. Unfortunately, I did have that accident, so we are going to be in 9th place. Unfortunately, but you never know. Again, you always want to keep pushing. There might be retirements. There might be people making mistakes. You never know what the race is going to bring you. We're only halfway through, lap 7 out of 14. So plenty of race left. We're just going to put our head down. We are getting closer to the guy ahead. If you watched the last league video, you'll notice that, again, I got first place, but I ended up doing pretty poorly in the second race as well. So I feel like that's a theme with my driving. I end up doing really well in one race, and for the other race I end up doing pretty poorly, finishing in the back of the field. So again, maybe that's just a repeating theme here, but it's happening here as well. So we finished in the top 3. We finished second place in the first race, and for the second race currently we're in 9th. However, we are catching the guy up in front. We're definitely closer, and we're reeling him in lap by lap. So 9th is the lowest I've ever finished. Again, if you watch the last league video, you'll know that I finished 8th. I think that was the lowest I ever finished in a league race. This is a brand new season. It's the spring season, so you know, it's round 2, and the points have been reset pretty much as champion. We have a retirement, so if you look on the right, we actually go up into 8th place. So that's actually really good. So if we can get this position pretty much done, we can be in 7th place. And considering that we started 4th, only 3 positions lost, I'll take that, given that we had a really bad kart and, well, we crashed into the barrier. So 7th place would be a tremendous result in my eyes, given the predicament that we were in earlier on. So right now, I feel like the race is coming back, at least in my head, and during the race is coming back to me, and, you know, I feel really good. The guy's throwing up sparks up ahead, he's going wide a little bit, and that just gives me all the confidence in the world. But yeah, before we saw that retirement on the right, as I was saying, it's a new season, and, you know, I definitely want to kind of see where I can, you know, be at the end of the season competitively. I think there's about 7 rounds, and, well, this is the 2nd round, so you know, at the end of the 7 rounds, your worst result gets deducted. You know, so we'll see what happens. I missed the first race, so that's already my worst result, you know, deducted. So we'll see what happens. I have to be present for all the rounds now, but yeah, I definitely want to score high up in the championship for this league season. Anyways, lap 10. We pretty much caught up with the guy that we were behind before we hit the barrier, which is tremendous because that was a huge time loss. And now being able to be behind him after that accident, it's super motivating. So catching up is one thing, but passing is another. So number 18, you know, he's a pretty good driver. You know, I talk with him a lot, you know, off the track. He's a pretty cool guy. So definitely, you know, David, he's a pretty cool dude. So we caught him up, but passing him is going to be another thing altogether. So you know, he missed the apex there. We're right behind him. We're just going to try to find any angle we can to get past him. At this point, I'm just enjoying the race, side by side with him, trying to get the cutback line. Again, the acceleration isn't really there with this kart, and we can't really make the move stick. Again, at this point, I'm just really having fun. You know, I already kind of know that the race kind of got away from us. I'm just trying to have fun here and try to overtake, get one more position. Under the helmet, I'm actually, you know, smiling and laughing. I was in the race. You know, just have some fun, right? That's all, you know, that's what karting is about. So going into these 2 corners, let's see what we can do. Sticking with him for these 2 corners here. He leaves the inside open. I dive down the inside, late on the brakes, just make the corner, and we take 7th place. So given that we started in 9th, with that, you know, crash of the barrier and the really horrible start, 7th is a position that I'm super happy with, given, you know, the circumstance that we were under. And yeah, 7th place is something I'm super happy with. So 7th and 2nd, decent chunk of points, pretty good. We did get pole position, so that's 10 extra points actually. So that actually makes up for you know, a lot of the positions that we lost. So it's a good thing that we got pole position for the first race. Those are 10 extra points that we desperately need for the championship. So that's really good. I'll take 2nd and 7th along with those 10 extra points. And yeah, lap 13 to 14, nothing really happens here. You know, we pretty much take 7th place, so I'm going to fast forward to the end of the race, lap 14. We come home to take 7th place. Really, really cool. Really happy with that result. And yeah, I'm just going to fast forward to the end of the formation lap where we pull into the pits. And yeah, that was a really good round. The next round's going to be even better. That upload will be up very soon. Make sure you're subbed and like the video to, you know, keep up with that. And I will leave you with the post-race commentary as I get out of my cart with my muddy jeans. So I will see you guys in the next video. Hope you guys enjoy. And yeah, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Peace.
What happened there?
No idea. I think I just lost it. Ended up in the... I got that on footage too. I just flat out hit the wall.